Hello folks, and welcome back to my channel. Now, I get asked often how I suggest finding a good piercer, finding a reputable piercer, finding a studio to go get piercings at. And I do have a blog post that talks a lot about what I would suggest looking for with that. But I decided I wanted to go a little bit more in depth into this subject. And so today's video, we are going to be talking about red flags to watch out for if you're doing research and looking for a good studio to get pierced at. Now, I'm going to preempt this with saying that not every single one of these red flags is 100% a guarantee that a studio is going to be bad or do bad piercings for you, but they are red flags and they are something that should maybe trigger some alarm bells for you and make you go, I'm not 100% sure if this is a studio that I want to go to for my piercings. So let's get into it. So the first red flag I want to mention is no pictures of piercings anywhere on social media or on their website at all. And this always baffles me when I see this happen. I will have someone message me and be like, oh, hey, I was thinking about getting pierced at this studio. Can you take a peek and tell me if it looks like a good place to go to? And there will be nothing. I will scroll back 5-10 years, not a single picture of a piercing that they have ever done. There's nothing on the website. There's no information for you to be able to look at how they pierce, the quality of their work, the jewelry they use. There's just literally no information. And you know what? Studios will give the excuse of oh, we're old school, come in person, see our physical portfolio. It is 2023. It is 2024, my guys. You have to give clients a way to be able to check the quality of the work they're getting done, the jewelry they may be purchasing and putting in their bodies. You as a client have the right to be able to research a piercer, research a tattoo artist, and see whose work aligns with what you want, who you feel the most comfortable going to. And that means having examples of this work online or accessible so clients can take a peek and make an informed decision. So if in the year of our Lord 2024, a studio still does not have any information online about the piercings they do, any pictures to take a look at, any portfolio at all, that is a huge red flag. And I'm going to be honest, I have never seen a good studio doing good work just never post anything. Because why wouldn't you, right? Especially because a lot of times these studios post their tattoos. They post the tattoo work they're doing, but they don't post any piercing work. Usually it's because the piercing work is not that good, or the studio doesn't really respect piercing. They view it as an accessory to tattooing, not an important thing worth showcasing on its own. And that right there is one of the most glaring red flags. If a studio views piercing that way, they're probably not gonna do very good piercings. Now, kind of building off of that, my second red flag is if all of the photos they do have of piercings are really bad. We're talking pictures like this, or like this, where they're super blurry, they're super out of focus, there's just an extreme amount of blood in these pictures, they didn't even bother cleaning up the client first. All these pictures also have low quality jewelry, some questionable placement and angles. That is not stuff that I expect a client to be able to look at and discern and go, oh, this looks like bad jewelry. But you can typically tell, the average person can look at some of these photos and be like, this is not a great photo. So really quick, let me throw up a comparison. We've got photos like this one on the left, and then we have photos like this one on the right. Major difference, big difference. And of course, if a piercer is doing good work, doing quality work, using quality jewelry, they want to present that in a quality way. They're not going to take a super dark, super blurry, out of focus photo that's covered in blood and leave that blood all over a client and then post that on the internet. A good piercer is just not going to do that. So if across the board, the only photos that they have up are really bad, really questionable photos, that is a really big red flag. Because if you can't even be proud enough of your work to want to take a good photo or clean the client up properly before taking a picture of them, I don't think you're really all that proud of your work, and I don't necessarily know the quality of work that you're going to do for me. Now, my third red flag is one of the most well-known red flags when it comes to looking for a quality studio, and that's offering snake eyes piercings. Now, I've talked about this before on my blog. I've talked about them before here on YouTube. These piercings are incredibly, incredibly unsafe piercings. They cause a lot of permanent damage to your teeth, to your gums, and unlike other oral piercings where we can minimize that damage with good placement and proper jewelry, these, we really can't do anything to minimize that damage. And this is not just something that has been confirmed by piercers. We have spoken with professional dentists. Full dental associations have come forward asking people to please stop doing this piercing. It's so harmful to people's teeth that they are seeing an influx of people needing implants and dentures at a very young age thanks to this piercing. This is just an incredibly, incredibly unsafe piercing. It's so unsafe, it's illegal in some states in America to do this piercing. And this is one of the biggest red flags. Now, I'm a big believer in informed consent. If a client has all the information about the risks and wants to consent to getting something done, I believe it's their body and they should be able to do with what they want. However, informed consent is a two-way street, and piercers consent to do a piercing for clients. And something like this, which is so well documented to be so harmful, so permanently dangerous, and not only that, but it messes with your teeth, that can affect your ability to eat. It can affect health conditions for your whole jaw and face. It can affect so many different things for the rest of your life that I just do not feel it is ethical for us to do something that we know has such a high rate of causing such permanent damage to clients. And really good piercers are not going to do piercings that can hurt someone to this level. So if you see that a studio offers snake eyes piercings, that is almost always a dead giveaway red flag that this is not a safe or reputable piercer or studio and not necessarily someone who you want to get pierced by. Now, another really big red flag is when a studio refuses to tell you what jewelry brands they work with. And I see this all the time. I always encourage clients to ask what brand, what material they're getting pierced with for jewelry, and to be informed about what's going in their bodies. And very often when I have this conversation with clients, they'll go, oh, it's so cool that you tell us what jewelry brands you're using. The last studio I went to said that we're not allowed to know, the jewelry brands are secret or they don't have any jewelry brands. I'm gonna tell you right now, if a studio refuses to tell you what jewelry they're putting in your body, it is because it is low quality. It's because it's garbage and they know that and they don't want you to know that. Because if they were truly using quality, safe jewelry, why wouldn't they tell you that? Why wouldn't they be transparent with you about that? And the quality, safe jewelry companies out there, they have studio locators on their website. You can go type in bvla.com and pull up all of the studios that stock their jewelry. They are proud to say, hey, look at these piercers who work with what we sell. And piercers are proud to say, look at the quality of the jewelry we work with. Look at what we are putting in your body. Look at the steps we are taking to make sure that your piercings are safe and well done. So a good studio is going to be transparent with you about that because they're proud of what they work with, but also because it is your body and you deserve to know what is being put inside your body when you are getting a piercing. Just point blank, period. Nothing else to say there. The client gets to know what is going inside of their body. It's just baffling to me that some studios would refuse to do that and refuse to tell people that. And it, if you can't tell, gets me a little heated. So if a studio refuses to tell you what jewelry companies they work with or tries to give you oh, we don't work with any jewelry brands, run away, leave, get out of there. Now, another big red flag is working with low quality jewelry brands. This one, I don't expect every client to have a good memory of what brands are high quality and are low quality. I've done some reviews of different jewelry brands here on my channel before, kind of going over some of that quality stuff, and you can find some really good resources about jewelry quality through the Body Jewelry Verification Program put on by the Association of Professional Piercers. But if you are someone who's kind of familiar with brands and you know some of the low quality brands, just kind of keep an eye out. And if you see a studio posting that they work with that, even if they also work with some high quality stuff, if they work with anything lower quality, I just wouldn't take the risk and get pierced there. Now, this next red flag can be a little bit tricky to determine until you're in the studio. unless the piercer is posting a bunch of videos of them piercing on social media. And that's piercers wearing rings and bracelets and watches and hair ties while they are working on you and in gloves. So when we are working on folks, we are supposed to have our arms bare from about forearm to mid forearm down of anything. This is so that we can properly wash our hands before piercing you and make sure that everything is clean. And things like bracelets and rings can collect bacteria and be very hard to clean off with just regular hand washing. So a lot of times if someone is wearing a ring or a bracelet or a watch, there's bacteria on that. And so when they are putting on their gloves and then working on you to pierce, they are transferring that bacteria that is on their watch or their bracelet or their ring potentially to you and your piercing. So really good piercers, we're not going to have anything on our hands and forearms when we are working. It is very important for safety, and not just in the piercing industry. This is a medical industry standard. This is like proper hand washing procedure and practice. And there are a lot of studies that show just how dangerous and how much bacteria can be trapped in things like watches and rings. So a really big red flag is if you see a piercer wearing that while they're going to work on you. Now, these days, a ton of piercers post videos of them piercing on Instagram and TikTok, so you can kind of look at those videos and be like, oh, that person's wearing like 11 bracelets. Or sometimes you can even see the whole outline of someone's watch or ring through their glove, which always makes me cringe. And if you see that, that is a huge red flag that that piercer is not practicing proper hand washing, not practicing proper cross-contamination procedures, and if they're not doing it with their literal hands that they're using to pierce you with, where else are they also cutting corners on safety and cross-contamination? Let's not find out. Let's just avoid piercers who are not properly keeping their hands clean. Now, one thing I'd really like to make a point of in this video is that at any point during the piercing process, if you feel unsafe or uncomfortable or the vibes are just off, you're not feeling it anymore, you have every right to leave. So if you don't remember one of these red flags until you're in the studio sitting down to get pierced and you see your piercer has a bunch of bracelets on, you don't have to get pierced just because you're at that point. You know, if you feel confident, say, you know what, I'm actually not comfortable getting this piercing anymore. I think I'm going to go and leave. If you don't, like, make up an excuse. Go, oh my gosh, I just remembered I'm having surgery in 2 weeks. Do you think this piercing will be a problem for that? Oh, I won't be able to take it out. You know what? I'm just going to wait then. You know, it's going to be fine. Look at your phone and go, oh my God, my best friend just got into a car accident. I'm so sorry. I have to leave. Like, whatever you need to do to remove yourself from that situation. But if you feel unsafe, if you feel uncomfortable in a studio, if you feel like a piercer is being inappropriate or uncomfortable with you, you never have to stay and get pierced. You can leave. Even if it is a good piercer or a good studio, even if it's an APP member, like, it does not matter. Your consent and your comfort comes first and foremost. And your consent matters throughout the entire process. Up front when you're picking out jewelry, while you're filling out paperwork, in the back while you're being marked and measured, every single moment of this process, up to actually getting pierced and past that. So if at any point in time you feel uncomfortable or you remember one of these red flags or things just seem off, please do not hesitate to leave, to not get pierced if you don't feel like it's going to be safe. I know that can be difficult for some folks who struggle with confrontation or handling those situations, but I just wanted to take a moment to remind you and empower you that you do not have to stay in a situation that you do not feel comfortable or safe in. Those are some of my top red flags that I think are really easy for most folks to spot if they're looking for a studio. And if you'd like this video and you'd like to see me do more like this or do some videos about green flags when looking for a studio, let me know in the comments down below. And I can't wait to sit down and chat with y'all again soon. Bye.